Hello, my friends. Happy Monday. I apologize that this is much later than I typically send out your work for you. I took the weekend off and I fell behind. Yeah, sometimes Miss Tori makes mistakes too, and it is okay. But Miss Tori really needed a break, and it's okay to take a break sometimes. So let's take a look back and look forward. Alrighty, so let's start out with homeroom. I have this awesome Google Doodle because we are celebrating being our own heroes by staying inside and social distancing. Your planner this week's going to look a lot different than it typically does. Why? Because you're responsible for your planner this week. So I gave you the template that I use. And I have the days of the week and spots for spelling, vocabulary, reading, grammar, writing, other, math, and social studies. You're going to fill it in. I think it's time. You guys have been doing so well working independently. This is just another thing that you can do for yourself. I'm so proud of you. You reached this point. But I really want you to start being independent with this as well. So I still have our assignments listed on the front pages of our classes. So all you got to do is fill it in. You can do it. I know you can. And the spelling words and vocab words, I don't know why I put 10. There's not 10. I have to fix that. There's not 10. You know that. There's not 10. 20 spelling words and 6 vocab words. I was on a roll. And then extra notes and reminders. If you click on this link, it will take you to our schedule that's in our Connects You class. And I'll put the look back, the look forward link here. English. So the last 2 weeks, we talked about artists. You had a reading quiz, a grammar quiz, a spelling test, a vocabulary quiz, weekly work, and independent reading like you always do. You also had writing problem and solution paragraph, and some of you had the rainy days friendly letter to do. And we had 3 fantastic workshops last week on grammar, reading and writing, comma's point of view, and friendly letter. You did an amazing job. I'm very proud of you for working hard at those. And we're probably going to have another one this week, so stay tuned. But so far this week, we're going to talk about musicians. So you have a new set of spelling and vocab words. You have a new story to read, and it's about musicians. You're going to learn about cause and effect. And you're going to be writing a cause and effect paragraph. So for today, Monday, you're going to do part 1 of musicians. You will be turning in your journal entry for your weekly work. On tomorrow, you do part 2, and you will have pre-work, which I'm going to talk about more in a minute, and your cause and effect paragraph graphic organizer. On Wednesday, you'll have part 3, there's nothing to turn in. On Thursday, you have part 4, you have a reading and a grammar quiz. On Friday, you have part 5. You'll have the spelling test, vocabulary quiz, post work for reading, which again, I'm going to come back to. That's part of your weekly work. Your writing cause and effect paragraph, the final copy, and your independent reading worksheet. So the reading pre and post work, you're going to do a KWL chart. So let's take a look here. I'm going to open up the weekly work, and I'm going to open up the pre-work. So the pre-work, remember, you don't type in this box, but the pre-work asks you to think about what you know about music and something you would like to know about music. So know is K, and want to know is W. So I would like you to take a piece of paper and fold it in freeze or draw lines down it. So you have 3 columns, and I want you to label it K, W, L. So you have know, what I want to know, and then the L we'll get to in a minute. But tomorrow, whenever you do this a task, I would like you to have those 3 columns made. And in the K column, I would like you to list anything that you know about music. And in the W column, I want you to list everything that you want to know about music. Then on Friday, there is a matching activity, which I still want you to do. But I want you to also do this one extra thing for me, because you're not going to turn in anything for the matching activity. I want you to fill out the L column, which is the learn column. What did you learn? So on Tuesday, you're going to say what you know, what you want to know about music. And then after reading this story this week and experiencing music a little more, I want you to fill out what you learned and tell me if those questions that you had were answered. Okay, if you have questions about that, let me know. Math this week, we're continuing with measurement. So last week, we did weight in ounces and pounds. This week, we're going to do metric weight. So we have customary and metric. Customary is what we typically use, like inches, yards, ounces, and pounds. Metric's what we don't typically use, which is centimeters, millimeters, grams, and kilograms. So, fun fact, most of the world uses metric units every day. That's how we roll. United States is like, psh, we got our own thing. So that's why you have to learn 2 different things, because the United States does customary. So inches, and you're like, centimeters, what's a centimeter? Because we don't use it, but everyone else in the world does. So like medical things, for instance, if you decide you want to be a doctor when you grow up, you're going to have to use centimeters and millimeters, because that's what all scientists and doctors use, because that's for all around the world. So I know it's like mind-boggling, but it's okay. I'm an old lady and it's still mind-boggling to me, so it's all good. So today you're going to do your lesson on grams and kilograms, and you have the notes assignment that you'll turn in. You'll practice on IXL and Splash Learn Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and practice as much as you need. And this helps me with your attendance. If I see that you're practicing, that means, oh, okay, you're working. And it also helps with your grade. If you, let's say, take the quiz twice and your highest score is a 5 out of 6. Well, if I see that you practice for an hour, I'll give you an extra point. So you get a 6 out of 6. So it's super important that you practice. And Friday, you'll have your quiz. No science this week. We have social studies again. And social studies was a bit skimpy, thin this week, so I put some bulk in it. But let's take a look at last week real quick. So last week we talked about economic choices. This week we're going to talk about blacksmithing and frontier towns. So today you're going to read, watch, and do activities on blacksmithing. So you will read about what a blacksmith is. You will watch a video of someone doing blacksmithing, and then I have a cool maths blacksmith lab game that you can play. Then Tuesday, which is tomorrow, you're going to do, oh, I need to open that in a separate one. You're going to do the pages 1 and 2 of the lesson. So page 1, you're reading about Jack Beam, who's a blacksmith apprentice, and you're going to open up the activity. Page 2 lists most of the questions that are going to be on your activity that you'll turn into me. So the first page, you're drawing a picture. Second page, you're retelling the story. Third page, you're going to answer some questions. And the top of the 4th page, you're going to answer a question. That all comes back to page 2. Go back. And then you're going to stop. Then on Wednesday, you're going to have another read, watch, do time, but about frontier living. So you're going to read about pioneer life, the westward expansion. You're going to watch a video of what a kiddo did as a pioneer girl. And then there are some really cool games that you can play that the pioneer kiddos played. Then on Thursday, you're going to return to your lesson, but you're skipping over page 3 for now and going to page 4. I want you to read this section here. These links do not work, but I have the links that work over here. So you're going to read this paragraph, and then you can use these links to learn more about specific pioneer towns in the United States. Then on Friday, you're going to return to page 3 so you can read the information and complete this last piece. So I know that's like a little wonky, so please pay attention to what you're to do each day so you know what you're doing. Because Monday is preparing you for Tuesday, and Wednesday, Thursday is preparing you for Friday. That's why it's set up that way. If you have any questions, let me know. If you need help with your planner, or you would like someone just to look over it to make sure you didn't miss anything, I'd be happy to do that, but I want you to give it a try this week because I have faith in you that you can do it. All right, my friends, have a wonderful week.